Before I move on to the actual review, I just wanted to say that this review is suitable for both people who never played the game, people who are just getting into it, and for more experienced players. I will not be delving into any specific part of the game. This is a review that will describe the game shortly and tie in my experiences and thoughts with it. Now that I explained what exactly you're about to watch, we can move on to the video. Enjoy! You know that time when your friends ask you, "Hey, what games do you play?" and you don't know what to say? Should you lie and go with generic answers like "I play Counter-Strike and League" or some other mainstream game, or should you answer honestly and deal with the potential judgment of playing a weeb game? People outside of the OSU community don't really know what OSU is, and when they go ahead and Google it or you show them, it will most likely be an anime map in the background, or they just label OSU as a weeb game and not think about it again. Well, you can show them this video, which will hopefully clarify everything and maybe even get them into the game. What's OSU? OSU is a free game developed by Dean Herbert, also known as Peppy, a game developer from Australia, and is based on a Nintendo game called Osu Tatakai Endan, where you use the Nintendo DS touchscreen to tap circles and sliders to the beat of a song. The more accurate you were, the more points you got. OSU is basically a PC port of the game with the capability for users to create their own maps using the built-in editor, which has been around since its release back in 2007. And user-made skins that changed how the game looked were introduced around the beginning of 2009. The beginning of OSU. At the beginning, OSU was a one-man project made by Dean, made from passion for developing and the love for the original DS game. And later on he would create the OSU team, that ranged from teams such as Global Moderations team, Quality Assurance team, and the Developers team, which included the like-minded people that shared the same passion for OSU. How the game works. The game functions on the same principle as OSU Tatakao Endan, but now with being able to use both your mouse and keyboard for aiming and clicking respectively, the difficulty of the maps would over time be increased as demand from the community for harder stuff increased. So we eventually went from this to this. People have also found other alternative ways to play OSU, and some of those ways went mainstream, like playing OSU with a drawing tablet for aiming instead of the mouse. And nowadays a lot of people play with a tablet instead of a mouse. Funny story, at the beginning of OSU, it was only play with a mouse. You would aim with the mouse and use the mouse buttons to click, but after a forum suggestion the keys Z and X were set as the default keyboard keys for clicking. Other ways of playing OSU that may not be as popular but are still cool to look at are mouse only, like Pep originally intended the game to be, tap X, tapping with the tablet pen and the keyboard if necessary, touchscreen, trackball, trackpad, and using a laser and a camera to track the laser. What? Well, the community always has some cool stuff to show and new creative ways to play the game, that's for sure. OSU itself includes more than one mode. Within OSU, you will also find Mania, which is like an OSU version of Step Mania, Taiko, which is a game based off of Taiko no Tatsujin, and Catch the Beat, OSU's only completely original game mode where you catch the fruit that is falling to the rhythm of the music. I will only be talking about the standard mode, since that's what I play. Also, the game is bound to be completely recoded with the Project Laser. Project Laser is a complete rework of the game, written from the ground up by Peppy and his years of experience with the original OSU client, and now he has a talented OSU development team to help him out with it. Laser aims to polish all of the current issues that the OSU client has and just remake the entire game and set itself up for years and years of future updates. Laser will also allow for people to make completely new custom game modes for the game, along with a lot of new features that couldn't be implemented in the current client. The game. Like all rhythm games, Osu is easy to learn, but hard to master. The game is super competitive and has a ranked ladder that is defined by the PP system, and the amount of PP that you have determines your rank on the ladder. The game on release used to rank you by the amount of ranked score, which was the amount of points you gained on every map added together, and after that the community got the PPV1, made by Tom94, which aimed to represent the skill of the players more accurately. After Tom joined the Osu team, he put Osu TP in place, which split the PP in 3 parts: speed, aim, and accuracy. A few months after Osu TP was in use, Tom introduced a whole new system that is PPV2, and it used a single number instead of 3 different numbers, and that system is still being used to this day, although some aspects have been changed recently and more changes are to be made. So, how do you gain PP? PP is gained every time you play a map, and it has its own formula that determines the weight of the gained PP. For example, your top lane is 301 PP, and since it's your top lane, it is weighted for 100% of its value, while your second top lane is 298 PP, and it's weighted approximately 5% less. Therefore, we have terms like raw PP and net PP. Net PP standing for the PP gained after the weight calculations, and raw standing for the amount of PP gained before calculations. The system is not perfect, and it most likely ever won't be, but it's what we have right now. Music. Osu offers a wide variety of music for you to enjoy, from anime song openings, Japanese music in general, generic EDM, video game music, etc. There is always something for someone to enjoy. You can download all the maps with the music on the Osu website or in-game if you shell out for the Osu supporter, which is $4 a month, which allows you to change the Osu main menu background, has your name highlighted in bright yellow when you chat in-game, lets you upload more maps to the website at once, lets you view country and friend leaderboards, but most importantly, gives you access to Osu Direct, which gives you a whole menu to download maps without having to leave the game. Purchasing Osu supporter is completely optional, and the game can be entirely played without it, but the features it grants you are really worth it for the money, and you can get to support a great developer. Speaking of uploading more maps, you may choose to learn how to map and become a part of the mapping community, and strive to have your own maps either ranked or loved and played by hundreds of thousands of players. You can map whatever song you want, so you could bring a whole new genre to the community and find people who like the same music that you do, something that mappers like Pishifat and Mazarin, to name a few, did. The community. Before I start off this segment, we need to be real for a second. This game is hard since it's not really intuitive. The difficulty curve is huge, and at the start you won't know what's going on or how to play, and you will most likely get really frustrated playing. But you must persevere through that, keep practicing, and you'll get the hang of it. This game has so much to offer. You will listen to music you never knew existed, you will talk to people from all over the world, and quite frankly, also can become more than just a game. If you decide to stick around and figure out how the game works, you will most likely find yourself spending a lot of time on Osu, whether it be playing single player or multiplayer, and just socializing in the vast sub-communities of Osu. If you really love music, you will find yourself playing maps just for the music, and also can be a whole new experience of how you perceive and enjoy music. If you enjoy tapping your fingers to the beat of a song you're listening to, you will feel like this when playing Osu. If you are really competitive, Osu has a lot to offer as well. When I started playing the game, I spent my first few hours getting the hang of the basics and playing the same map over and over again, trying to beat my previous score and trying to get the FC. I loved seeing the numbers go up, my rank go up every time I played a map or when I beat my best score. It's really addictive. However, I do not recommend going down the farmer route, since that will get you really burned out from the game and you just won't enjoy the game as much. If you don't know what a farmer is, I'll give a brief explanation. A farmer is someone who only plays maps that are overweighted, that means that they give more PP than they should, and abuses the PP system in their favor in order to gain ranks and PP as fast as possible. Try to enjoy the game and the music. I found myself enjoying the game the most when I didn't play to gain PP, but rather just playing what song I felt like listening to at the moment, and immersing myself in the map. Just like the famous player Ruruchi once said, please enjoy game. Now let's get to the community. Behind the game there is a huge community of players who may be weird or questionable at times, but it's a tight-knit community and being a part of it feels amazing. The community is somewhat split amongst sub-communities. For example, there is a community of number 1 farmers that are people who farm number 1 scores on easy and normal maps, country-specific communities, and so on. But whatever also sub-community you go to, you will find friendly individuals who are down to chat with you about stuff both inside and outside of the game. Although the community is not serious and loves to meme most of the time, sometimes there are serious discussions regarding the future of Osu, or when there needs to be a game-changing proposal. So yeah, that has been my review of Osu. This game has been one of the most addicting games that I've ever played, and it never fails to deliver an entertaining experience or at least a time waster while jamming out to some of my favorite music. And I definitely recommend you check it out if you don't already play it. I'll link the game in the description and link you some good tutorials on how to play and how to map by Pishifat and Bubbleman. But anyways, thank you for watching and I hope you stay tuned for more.